are we going to be showing our viewers this evening?
Now, what I'm going to do pork. This one is the first roast, and now this is a leg. First of all, leg of pork. Okay. Se sostratis even the number plate there. Now, what you can do this way, you can do even the whole thing, the porchetta as well, the baby suckling pig, or you can even do even the pork neck, any kind of pork. Now, the best thing to do is, first of all, is pork goes really well with wild fennel, okay? And that's the traditional way of doing the pork and doing the porchetta in many parts of the central Italy mainly.
That's right. And wild fennel, we should say, finocchio as it's known in Italian, we're not talking about using the vegetable part, which is the bulb. We're talking about the leaves and the seeds. That's what has that lovely, it's a sort of like an aniseedy flavour, but probably a little bit stronger.
A little bit stronger, and it actually loses the flavour each, when you pick it up each day, you lose the flavour.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Amazing. And for all the Italians, you know what I'm talking about, the one that you go pinching on the side of the street or on the side of the bus stop.
It grows wild, doesn't it, along the roadsides of southern Italy?
Always, that's a little trick. Always pick the fennel. If you pick it on the street, always pick at this level, okay, which is above the dog level. Okay, that's what I call it. Or if not, just get some at home because it grows like anything.
Now, Michele, I was going to say, la porchetta is something that sort of originated in Umbria and is very well known in Rome and the Lazio region. But with the leg of pork, it's sort of used in the same way, but you don't have the whole piglet, correct?
Yes, yes, because if you do the whole thing, usually you can do the baby one, the suckling pig, 6 kilos. But then again, the real porchetta is actually pretty big. You can get 30 kilos or even 40 kilos pig.
Yes.
And the thing is, you need a really big oven. You have to take all the bones out. You can actually ask your butcher to take all the bones out. And then the secret with the pork, I think, is something that that's what I want to tell the people that are watching us is pork is a little bit different from your other meat. So every kind of meat that we're doing, when we're doing a roast, or we're frying it off in the fry pan. We always say, preheated and hot fry pan. With pork, you should do the opposite. You should start with a cold fry pan or cold oven.
Okay, why is that, Michele?
Oh, that will make the meat more moist, and I think the heat, too much heat at once, I think it will probably make it too dry. And also in the oven, this should be really slowly, and the traditional way is to actually. The porchetta should cook overnight at 100 degrees.
Okay.
So that's why you get a really.
It's not like a 4 to 5 hour cooking process, isn't it? Traditionally.
And unfortunately, very hard to do this now, especially at home.
Yes.
And now you got this. What you have to do, you need fennel and garlic. Fennel and garlic and pepper is probably the basic ingredients to do la porchetta or the pork. What I like to add is a little bit of this guanciale di maiale that we showed, I think, a few weeks ago. You don't have to use this. You can use some pancetta. You can use. Well, you don't have to put it. This is something that I like to add to it to give more flavor.
Yes, Michele.
Garlic, and then what you can do it by hand or put it through the machine.
What's that, Michele?
That's exactly what it is, a puree.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we get like a really big paste.
Pasty, it's pasty nearly. And obviously lots of finocchietto needs to be used.
Lots of it. Lots of it.
Okay. All right.
Now, what are we doing with this now is very basically now, you can actually put your pepper and salt in there, or you can add it later. It's up to you. Usually what I like to have is a little bit of salt.
There's a lot of fat on the pork, isn't there, Michele?
Yes.
Does that dissipate during the cooking process?
Some will dissipate, but at the same time, you have to be careful after when you serve it up to cut it off. Usually, it depends what pig. This size pig usually shouldn't have much fat. There's a little bit here. But usually, bigger pigs will have a lot more fat.
Are these about 30 to 40 kilos, you said, like the bigger ones?
Yes.
Would that be about right?
Yeah.
They're about 8 to 12 weeks old, something like that?
Probably something like that, yeah. But, and again, it's also depending where you get your pig from, because there's, some farm where they actually feeding the pig properly, they don't give too much fat, and the pig actually that's the difference nowadays is actually the pork is not as fat as it used to be. It's actually inside. I'm talking about the meat.
Yes,
the fat is fat.
Yes.
Because they actually monitoring now what they give to the pig. They're not just giving all whatever they want. So the meat is not that fat anymore. Anyway, now we had lots of pepper.
White pepper, black pepper, does it matter?
I like black pepper on this one because I think black pepper has got to be more strong. But it's up to you.
Okay.
And
that can feed a family for a couple of days, can't it, Michele?
oh yeah. And the thing is, you know, the day after this is still fantastic. The crackling might get a little bit soft, but then again, you know, the meat will be fantastic.
Michele, what do they call crackling in Italian?
La cotica.
La cortica. Okay.
Doesn't actually mean the crispy one. Cotica is actually what the skin is.
Okay.
But that's how we call it too.
Okay. Fantastic.
Now soon we're going to start sneezing here. And, now we put this paste here. They
Oh, this
become like a
smells
really.
fantastic. Fantastic.
And the secret, like I was saying, do this the night before. That's why you start to understand why every Italian has got an extra fridge in the garage, you know, to do these dirty jobs. You know what I mean? I'm sure everyone. Like I said, you don't have to worry. It's going to fall off some of that. You don't have to worry about that because we're going to do hips. Now, the way to do this is a little bit different than sort of tie up your normal roast. You get it like this. You see a double one? Okay. Yeah.
Right. So we've got a loop on the end.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
No, because you can't really do it the other way because this is a big piece of meat. And you can use this technique for, you know, any other really big pieces of meat.
Okay.
Okay, then this will come along.
How do you know how tight you're going to tie this meat up?
Oh, it has to be pretty tight.
It has to be really tight because obviously
Yeah.
all the stuffing will ooze out during the cooking process.
Yeah, and I mean the first few you see you can't really make it really tight, and then you're going to sort of tie it
There
up.
we go.
You're going to get really dirty.
Yeah, that's okay.
Beautiful.
You know the old adage, behind every man stands a woman. I'm going to stick to it. I've said it all year, haven't I?
Okay.
And behind any dirty hand stands an apprentice waiting to wash them.
Waiting to get told off.
Yeah. And getting told off, yes.
Behind the bed job, there's always an apprentice, you know. You can't tell off.
Okay. Here we go.
I know might look a little bit messy, but that's the best way of doing it.
Okay.
And once you got three, the major one, you can actually stop now, okay? You can sort of, for example, if you do it now, you put it in the fridge, you know?
So that it all...
It's going to be like this in the fridge overnight. We get a lot of flavor through, especially if you use this pork that I told you. I mean, you don't have to. The flavor is there.
Yes.
And then maybe before you cook it, you might put an extra string around here and then put it in the oven.
Oh,
Now,
fantastic.
we're going to put it on the tray here.
Do we need to grease that tray, Michele?
Oh no, with pork.
No.
I usually
it's all
don't do
fat
it.
balls.